Quick question for you. You know that bottle of cooking oil on your counter right now? The one that says healthy right on the label? What if I told you that oil is actively, quietly changing the physical material your body is built from? I know, that sounds dramatic, but I am not talking about theory here. I am talking about actual tissue samples, measurements taken from real people across 6 decades. Your body fat today is chemically different from your grandparents' body fat in 1960. Not because you're eating more fat, because of what kind of fat you're eating. Nobody asked your permission for this to happen, and most people have no idea it's been going on. By the end of this video, you will. Let me take you back to 2016. A researcher was going through a deceased scientist's belongings. Old cardboard boxes, dusty shelves. And inside those boxes, data from one of the most carefully run diet trials in human history. 9,423 people. A fully randomized controlled study. 5 years of tracking. And it had been sitting in those boxes unpublished for over 40 years. The trial was called the Minnesota Coronary Experiment. It ran from 1968 to 1973. The government wanted to prove, once and for all, that swapping butter for vegetable oil would lower cholesterol and save lives. Half the participants kept eating butter and animal fat. The other half switched to corn oil and corn oil margarine. The researchers waited. They tracked. They expected to confirm everything they already believed. It didn't come out how they planned. Here's what happened. The group eating corn oil did lower their cholesterol by about 14% on average. The researchers saw those numbers and thought, perfect, hypothesis confirmed. But then they looked at who actually survived. The vegetable oil group, they didn't live longer. When researchers finally analyzed the original data and published their findings in the BMJ in 2016, they discovered something that should stop you cold. For every 30-point drop in cholesterol, the risk of death actually went up by 22%. Let that sit for a second. The people whose numbers were falling, the ones doing exactly what their doctors told them to do, were dying at higher rates than the people who kept eating butter. Now, one study is not the final word on anything, but the fact that this data was never published when it was collected, while billions of people got dietary advice built on incomplete information, that's the part you should be bothered by. Okay, so why does this matter to you right now, today, in your actual kitchen? Because of what's in that corn oil. And canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, all the oils that took over grocery shelves and restaurant kitchens in the last 60 years. They're all loaded with something called linoleic acid. And most people don't know this, but linoleic acid doesn't just pass through your body. Your body stores it in your fat cells and in the membranes of every single cell in your body. Think about what that means. Every cell in your body has a membrane, a wall, and that wall is built from the fats you eat. It's not a fuel tank that fills and empties. It's a construction project, and you've been providing the raw materials every single time you cook. When the fats in your food change, the material those walls get built from changes too. That's not an opinion. That's basic cell biology. You know what I mean? In 2015, researchers Guillenet and Carlson pulled together 37 different studies measuring the actual fat content of human adipose tissue across 50 years. The results were clear. Linoleic acid in American body fat went up 136% between 1959 and 2008, more than doubled. And the timing tracks almost perfectly with the rise of seed oil consumption. In 1959, linoleic acid made up about 9% of the fatty acid stored in your body. By 2008, it was over 21%. And the main driver? Soybean oil. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that soybean oil consumption in the U.S. increased by more than 1,000 times between 1909 and 1999. 1,000 times. Not 10% more, not double, 1,000 times more. And this didn't happen because you chose it. It happened because processed foods, restaurant kitchens, and supermarket products all quietly switched to these oils. Cheap, shelf-stable, and government-endorsed. So what's the actual problem with having all this linoleic acid inside you? Linoleic acid is chemically fragile. Chemists call it a polyunsaturated fatty acid. That means its molecular structure has multiple double bonds, and double bonds are unstable. They oxidize. They break down when exposed to heat, light, or even the normal chemical activity happening in your body right now. Your fat cells were designed to be built mostly from saturated fats, structurally stable, tough, durable under pressure. Think of it like a building analogy. Saturated fat is concrete. Linoleic acid is wet cardboard. And quietly, over 60 years, we've been replacing the concrete with wet cardboard inside our own cells, without anyone running a long-term safety study to see what happens. And here's the other thing. The linoleic acid in your fat cells right now doesn't reflect last week's meals. Researchers have measured the half-life of linoleic acid in adipose tissue at around 600 to 680 days, nearly 2 years. It's in there for the long haul. Now, let's talk about what actually happens when you cook with these oils, because this is where it gets genuinely alarming. When you heat a polyunsaturated oil to frying or sautéing temperature, the linoleic acid breaks down, and the breakdown products are compounds called aldehydes. One aldehyde in particular gets a lot of research attention, 4-hydroxynonenal. Researchers just call it 4-HNE. It forms specifically from the breakdown of omega-6 fats under heat. A study published in the journal Food Chemistry found that heating polyunsaturated oils produces these aldehydes at concentrations 100 to 200 times higher than the World Health Organization's daily limit. And what does 4-HNE do once it's inside you? It binds to proteins permanently. Researchers have described this as a molecular glue. When these compounds latch onto a protein, that protein can't do its job anymore. It's just gone. Heart tissue, nerve tissue, brain tissue. 4-HNE shows up in all of them in the research. And here's the version of this that hits even closer to home. At most restaurants, especially fast food, the same oil is heated, used, cooled, and reheated multiple times throughout the day. Every single heating cycle multiplies the oxidation products. One study found that animals fed repeatedly heated vegetable oil developed liver damage and a 40 to 60% increase in oxidative stress, not from fresh oil, specifically from the repeated heating. That order of fries you picked up last week, cooked in oil that had probably been sitting in that fryer since morning. We've all grabbed takeout on a long day and thought nothing of it. I've done it plenty of times. You know what I mean? But the oil being reused in that fryer isn't the same oil that came fresh out of the bottle. By the third or fourth heating cycle, it's a different substance. Well, a quick one. If what we're covering right now is finally making something click that you've suspected for a long time, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button before we go any further. This channel is all about healthier living backed with actual science. Anyway, don't forget to turn on the notification bell as well. This gets you heads up immediately we upload new videos. Okay, let's keep going. Let's pull back and look at the ratio problem, because this is the piece that connects everything. Your body has always needed two types of essential fats, omega-6 and omega-3. They're supposed to work as a system. Omega-6 fats, like linoleic acid, promote inflammation. That's actually useful. Your immune system needs inflammation to fight infection and repair tissue. Omega-3 fats, which come from fatty fish, shellfish, and fish oil, do the opposite. They resolve inflammation. They're the signal that says, okay, you have done enough, stand down. Historically, humans consumed these fats in roughly a 1-to-1 ratio, sometimes up to 4-to-1 in favor of omega-6. Today, most people are running something closer to 15 or 20-to-1, 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3. What that means in practice, inflammation fires up normally, but the resolution signal barely comes. So inflammation that should clear in days lingers for months. And chronic, unresolved inflammation shows up in a lot of conditions people just chalk up to getting older. Fatigue, joint aches, brain fog, and so on and on. Quick note on cholesterol, because I know a lot of you watching have been told your number is too high and you need to get it down. Here's what the research actually shows. A 2016 systematic review pulled together 19 studies tracking over 68,000 elderly adults who were not on statin therapy. What they found was that in the majority of those cohorts, higher LDL cholesterol was linked to lower overall mortality, the opposite of conventional wisdom. Larger studies on total cholesterol have found a U-shaped relationship with mortality, where the risk goes up at both very low and very high ends. This makes biological sense. Cholesterol is a structural component of every single cell membrane in your body. Your brain runs on it. When it drops too low, cellular function suffers. I am not telling you to throw out your lab results or ignore medical advice. I'm saying that a single number is not the whole picture. The research is more complicated than lower is always better. Ask the questions. Read the actual data.
All right, what do you actually do with all of this? Let's be honest about the timeline. Linoleic acid has a half-life of around 600 to 680 days in your fat tissue. Clearing a meaningful amount of it takes roughly 2 years of consistent change. You are not fixing this in a week, but every good choice you make right now starts the clock. Step 1. Change what you cook with. Swap the seed oils for fats that hold up under heat. Butter, ghee, coconut oil, beef tallow. Olive oil works fine at lower temperatures. All of these have far less linoleic acid and produce far fewer toxic breakdown products when you heat them. Step 2. Fix the ratio. Get more omega-3s in. Fatty fish 2 or 3 times a week, a quality fish oil or cod liver oil supplement. This is the part most people skip, and it's just as important as what you're cutting out. You're not rewinding 60 years in a month, but you are making a 2-year investment in what your body gets built from. That's worth starting today. A quick reminder here. This video is for educational purposes only. On that note, it should not be your substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. This information presented should not be used to make significant health decisions without first consulting your healthcare professional for advice regarding your medical status or any treatment, as individual health needs varies, and professional guidance is essential before making changes that may affect your health. There you go. This ends today's video. If this information helped you finally understand something and reminded you the health impacts of the common stuffs we all follow the crowd in consuming, just because everyone is doing it, well, they might not have that knowledge yet, because they lack the information you have been given today. So why not subscribe to our channel? Turn on the notification bell afterward for more videos that get you healthier and more aware. One life, very wealthy, when healthy.